Written by Matthew Elliott and released in May 2018, The Lure of the Nomad is the 238th story in the Big Finish's monthly range, and is notable for introducing the Doctor's new companion, Matthew Sharp. Gotta have some brace ones on you to name a leading character after yourself in your own story. Just saying. There were a couple of red flags that went off when I first heard about this story. Randomly throwing us into a story with no companion introduction tale preceding it is a gutsy move. It worked for Constance, but there is such a thing as pushing your luck. The Doctor and new companion Matthew Sharpie, Matthew with one T and an E at the end, land on a space station, I think, that's being converted into a luxurious hotel by some obnoxiously rude business tycoon called Eric Drazen, played by Matthew Holness. Lots of Matthews in this story, eh? From there, things go awry as the hotel staff start killing people in really apologetic ways. And it's up to the Doctor and Matthew to work out how and why. Colin Baker gets to run around the English dictionary a lot during this episode, highlighting just what a grammar Nazi this incarnation can be. It's funny in some places and entertaining in others. The Doctor's vocabulary, especially the 6 Doctors, is one of the reasons why I adore this incarnation. Holness started off as quite the irritation of a character, but ended on a completely different note with me, and to my surprise, the landing didn't feel forced or anything kinda like that. Kinda like Big Finish tried to have its cake and eat it, which it did. Matthew was a little harder to get a read on. I'll admit I wasn't really all that impressed by him when I first heard him. He genuinely came across as a generic Doctor Who companion. Like, really generic. I mean, even the other members of the cast were treating him like a doormat. His flashback backstory didn't really help matters either, feeling instead like a foil to Cass from the Night of the Doctor. But this all changed halfway through the story, and I ended the episode really impressed by what the writer did with him. It is such a subversion of the usual Doctor Who tropes, and in hindsight, it makes everything leading up to it look even more fantastic. That's the kind of thing I can get behind in a heartbeat. What did annoy me a little about this story are the titular villains of this piece, the Myriad. While they are just another villain of the week for the Doctor to take down, they have an interesting backstory and their motivations are just petty enough to not make them completely generic. But no explanation is given for how they got from their universe to the current one. This is actually a really big pet peeve, as it is a rather important plot point that seems to get glossed over for the sake of it. Show me that scorecard. If you would like to see more Big Finish reviews like this video, subscribe to the channel and drop me a comment below. If you want to talk to me about Big Finish, tweet at me at WhoGirlReviews, or if you want to show your support, join me on Patreon. Until next time.